Well, if you watch the Warriors and the Wizards from the beginning, instead of a lot of folks who I'm guessing are watching playoff football, yeah, you were concerned. You were on the verge of slamming the panic button. The Golden State Warriors trailed in this game at the half, and it wasn't looking good. There was a legitimate concern here that at the end of the first half, when the Golden State Warriors trailed 53 to 60, I apologize, that they were not going to pull this off. They thankfully did. And let's break it down. It's Saturday night. There are concerns from this game. Stephen Curry left because of injury late. Draymond Green left at the beginning of this game, did not return. The veterans are old. They're creaky. Their bodies are breaking down. Thankfully, the Warriors showed some athleticism tonight. Thankfully, they won a must-win game. And while we wait for this team to make a desperately needed trade, we can revel in the wins that they have to win. The Warriors are still in the running, folks, as crazy as that may sound, and they win a game they had to win. They were supposed to win over the Washington Harry Potters. Let's break it all down. This is the Golden Days. Wait, I was supposed to press it open there.
They always find something to nitpick, and that's because there's expectations for us to win. It was a pretty crazy night.
Woo! Let's go! In a minute, I'ma need a sentimental man or woman to pump me up. Come on and break me off. 'Cause I get what I want and I like what I see. If you got
way too close. Saturday night. Welcome to the Golden Days. I am your host for the evening, Cyrus Saatsaz. You can follow me on Threads and Instagram at DogWild, over on Twitter at SurfJournalist. I think I might get on that Blue Sky tip soon at some point. I feel like there's a lot of people that have migrated over there, and I want to be connected to the folks. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But regardless, Threads and Twitter are where you can primarily find me at. And tonight's episode, before we break down the Golden State Warriors being victorious in a huge win, I think them being the Wizards showed me that this team can win it all. Not really, no. But look, the Wizards are the absolute joke of the NBA. The fact that this game was close was incredibly concerning, but they did win. They had to win, and they did it. 122-114, the final at Chase Center, as the Warriors start the first of a long stretch of home games, 8 of the next 9, including tonight at home. And as we get into it, and as I go to the audience and highlight incredible chat comments by folks like Nick the Greek saying that the Warriors are primed and ready to win the NBA Finals, that's my level of sarcasm. I like it. After succumbing to the mighty Washington Harry Potters, who were 1-15 away from home coming into this game. So meaning they're now 1-16. Hey, look, they got one road win. That says something. Nick, how dare you espouse blasphemy toward the Washington Harry Potters? How dare you? I'm kidding, obviously. Let's give some love to our sponsors. We got quite a few, starting with a brand new sponsor. And folks, in the same way that when I was on the last show, and we announced a huge sponsor back then, FanDuel, and I was ecstatic because I thought to myself, if you were a show and you get a client like that, you're going in the right direction. Same premise applies with Underdog Fantasy. You watch all those commercials on TV. You know what Underdog is. If by some miracle you don't know what Underdog Fantasy is, I will do my best to enlighten you. Look at all those visuals on the screen for Underdog, because they deserve it. Look, Underdog Fantasy is the easiest place to play fantasy sports. It's legal in over 30 U.S. states, including California. Yes, folks, you can download Underdog Fantasy and start playing immediately. And the premise of Underdog is super easy. It's just like I had a similar client when I was on the previous show. You may remember me talking about them a lot. And Underdog is bigger, it's better. and the premise is exactly identical. It's all about higher or lower. For example, Stephen Curry. If you were playing Underdog Fantasy, chances are you would have had to choose between whether or not Stephen Curry was going to score higher than or lower than 27 points. And Stephen Curry tonight finished the game with 26 points. So if you had bet higher than 27, you would have lost. If you had bet less than 27, you would have won. The premise is that simple. The stats go beyond just points. It's rebounds. It's assists. And it's not just the NBA. You could jump across different sports and select, for example, a quarterback in the NFL and whether or not they're going to pass for more than or less than 300 yards. The premise is simple. The game is simple. And if you use the promo code GSW, that's right, folks. Golden Days is the official program of Underdog when it comes to the Warriors. The promo code GSW connects directly with us. And if you use it, you will get not only just a free pick when you start playing, but you might get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. You can also click on that QR code right there. That referral link will get you the same promo. Again, you could also just enter GSW for your chance to get up to $1,000 in free cash and a free pick. Check out Underdog Fantasy. Again, we're insanely stoked. I'm ecstatic over the fact that they are now sponsoring our program. We're going in the right direction. One more time, use the promo code GSW for a free pick and up to $1,000 in free cash. Tonight's episode of Golden Days also brought to you by the hair restoration specialist, Dr. Tom Rosanelli. And this info right here is all you need. It's not just for the gentlemen who are losing their hair. Dr. Rosanelli, I'm about 5 years away from reaching out to you. It's also for the ladies. If you want facial care treatment, hit up Dr. Rosanelli. The man's a legend in the San Francisco Bay Area. His practice is in the city of San Francisco. And all you have to do is call 415-931-9881 or visit rosanelli.com. Again, 415-931-9881 or visit rosanelli.com for your beautiful head of hair. Why not sign up? Why not feel good about yourself? You should go check it out. Today's episode is also brought to you by BetAnySports. They've got a different QR code. Click this one right here, and if you do that, you will get a chance to get a 30% welcome bonus on your initial deposit to one of the most prestigious, most highly reviewed online sports books on the planet, BetAnySports. Again, just aim your camera at that QR code right there or click the link in the YouTube podcast description for a 30% welcome bonus on your initial deposit. BetAnySports. And if I've not driven you folks away, I'm going to stop at 3. 3 will be the max that I will start the show with. Welcome back to the program. Again, where the Golden State Warriors come away victorious. A final score, again, much closer than it probably should have been, given this is the Washington Wizards we're talking about. 122-114. And yes, there will be a player of the game. We'll mention him in just a moment. But first things first, on the injury front, a couple of pertinent, vitally important updates to provide to you. First and foremost, Draymond Green played a total of 3 minutes in this game before he left because of left calf tightness. He'd missed the previous 3 games because of flu-like symptoms. He was not feeling well, missed the majority of the road trip. He'd also been dealing with a lower back issue. The dude's old. His body's breaking down. And one thing that really pissed me off, in my regard, and by the way, Joe Schmo apparently is revealing that the Washington Commanders, is that what they're called now? It's whatever they're called. I actually like the Washington. Didn't they call themselves like the Washington football team before they called themselves Commander? Anyways, they won. Huge upset. The Lions are out of the playoffs. Or if you're watching this live, thank you for the update there. But the Golden State Warriors, again, coming away victorious in this one, despite the fact that they were plagued with injuries to arguably their 2 best players, Draymond Green, who again was out after the 3-minute mark. And then late in the game, the injury that undoubtedly is far more concerning, and that's Stephen Curry, who was having a solid night. First of all, when we're talking about a player being banged up, Stephen Curry, I believe this happened in the second quarter, maybe the third. I forgot to write down the time period, but he's been dealing with this sprained thumb for about a month and a half now. And it's no secret. If you watch Warriors games regularly, you've noticed that on Stephen Curry's shooting hand, which is far worse for this injury to happen than a non-shooting hand, he's got his thumb wrapped. And he's been dealing with a sprain there for, again, about 6 weeks, give or take. There was a play in this game, I think it was in the third quarter, where he bumped it. He made some sort of contact, did not feel good. You saw him trying to shake it off. You saw him holding it a bunch. It was affecting him tonight. So when we talk about Stephen Curry's three-point shooting for the evening, he went 4 of 14. A part of that very likely, very easily, could have been the thumb being banged up. But then late in this game, in the fourth quarter, with the Warriors trying to hold off the Washington Harry Pottas, and again, it should not have been this close, all right? There would have been panic buttons slamming on desks if they had lost this game. But the fact that they were down to the half, the fact that it was not a sure thing until the very end, very concerning. I mean, this should not be happening. The Washington Wizards are a clown franchise. And look, I know Jordan Poole, former Golden State Warriors guard, had an awesome night. Jordan Poole shot over 50% from deep, made 8 3-pointers. He was 8 of 15 from beyond the 3-point line, 12 of 25 from the field. Jordan Poole with 38 points in this game. Now, with that said, and he wasn't the only player that was lighting it up. Kyle Kuzma, 22 points in this one to go along with 6 rebounds. Alexander Starr, who, bravo to the Wizards for a fantastic draft pick. I mean, I think he was selected second overall in last year's draft. He's the exact kind of player that I feel like the Warriors would salivate over in terms of achieving success after picking a guy like that up. And Alexander Starr had 11 points, 9 boards in this game. That kid is going to be a legitimate player. I don't know if he's going to be a star, but he's going to be around for a very long time. He's got the exact body type for a long NBA career. Early indications are the kid's bright. Anyways, we're not here to talk about the Wizards. The point is, despite the fact that Washington has these various pieces that can help your team make them look better than the complete joke that they are in reality, the Warriors should have blown this team away. I don't care if Draymond Green got injured 3 minutes in. The Wizards are that bad. And the fact that this game was close is very concerning. The fact that Stephen Curry injured his left ankle late in this game, very concerning. If I hear anything down the line during tonight's broadcast, whether it's in terms of sound coming in from the postgame press conference, whether it's from Ryan Leong of NBC News Radio and Barry of Sports Wrap, he's going to join us live from Chase Center in a little bit. Maybe he'll have an update in terms of what's going on with Stephen Curry, but nonetheless, that injury is a concern. And we'll find out what happens. The Warriors' next play on Monday, Martin Luther King Jr. Day. It's also, and the irony is rich, that it's also the inauguration of the new president. But anyway, so Monday's going to be, the Warriors will play the Celtics at home on Monday. I have no idea if Stephen Curry is going to be available for that. The Brandon Pajemski status, I don't know if he's going to be back in time for Monday. I know he's been the source of a lot of criticism this year, and justifiably so. With that said, the Golden State Warriors, if my stats are correct, are 5-2 this season without Stephen Curry. This is the first time, as far back as I can remember, since Steph's been a part of this team, and especially since he's elevated from the player that he was his first year or two when he was sharing the backcourt with Monte Ellis to now. I can't remember this team ever enjoying success without Steph. Like usually when Steph gets hurt and misses time, the Warriors suffer tremendously because of it. This season it's been a different story, and the fact that the team is 5-2 without him is part of the reason why the franchise is so optimistic and encouraged about their young pieces. Because when the veterans are out, and I think Draymond has similarly missed all but 1 or 2 of those Stephen Curry absences. Whether or not that's a coincidence, I'll leave you to decide that. There's certainly nothing that's been reported that confirms that, but we all know the chatter routinely about Draymond Green when Steph is out. Draymond likes to take the day off as well. But regardless, the reason why I bring this up is because the Warriors have looked good when the young pieces start to take over. And those games are one of those rare moments where I personally look at Brandon Podziemski and think to myself, this kid could be something. I don't know if he's going to be an all-star. I don't know if he's going to be a superstar or anything like that. But I think he could be a very serviceable starting point guard for a contending team. And you see those glimpses. You see those moments on the nights when he's filling in. He's out, though. So now, if Stephen Curry's missing from Monday's game, you're going to have the Dennis Schroeder show. That's a whole different show. And we'll find out what's going on there again. Hopefully, we'll get an update on Steph tonight before the show ends. And I hope my audio sounds okay, by the way. I'm monitoring the chat just for that reason, just to make sure that you folks can all hear me. But so Stephen Curry, to summarize, despite the injured thumb, despite the fact that he got knocked out late in the game with that ankle injury, still had a solid evening. The Warriors are not winning this game without him. He played 34 minutes, 14 seconds, 10 of 22 from the field, 4 of 14 from beyond the arc. Got to the free throw line once. That's always a travesty because you know Steph is getting hit and clawed and grabbed throughout the game. Steph should be going to the free throw line more than one time every game. It's just egregious officiating when I see a stat like that he only has 2 free throw attempts, but that's how it went. And Steph still finished tonight's game with 26 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. He, however, is not our BetOnline player of the game tonight. Our BetOnline player of the game honors go to Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins did have himself a night. And for the third straight game, Andrew Wiggins has scored over 20 points. This is how familiar I've become with some of my audience members. I believe Carson Taylor, if that's your name, you've been advocating for Andrew Wiggins for a very long time among many folks. And for the people who have been defending Wiggins, for the people who do think he's untouchable, for the people who value Wiggins as one of the Warriors' best players, congrats. Your belief is being rewarded in this recent stretch. Third straight game that Andrew Wiggins has scored over 20 points. And tonight he scored over 31 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists for Andrew Wiggins, and that'll lead to some love for BetOnline, which continues to be the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting in 2025. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-time bettor, BetOnline is your ultimate game day companion. And I hope you folks won money on these NFL playoff games. That's usually when the betting game is at its highest level of entertainment, is postseason NFL action. And check out BetOnline. The game starts here. And again, the player of the game tonight is Andrew Wiggins. 31 points, 4 of 10 shooting from beyond the arc. That's a 40% clip. That is bueno. 12 of 22 from the field. That means he shot over 50% from the field. That is also muy bueno. 11 rebounds on the night for Wiggins, 4 assists. He even had 2 blocks and a steal. And the stat that, as weird as this may sound, but does insanely impress me for both Stephen Curry and Andrew Wiggins tonight is the fact that they each only had 1 turnover. Steph played 34 minutes, 14 seconds. Andrew Wiggins played 34 minutes, 50 seconds, and they each only had 1 turnover. Now, granted, the other team's defense was led by someone named Jordan Poole, and if you want to know why the Warriors moved on from him very quickly, besides the fact that they took sides in the Draymond Green-Jordan Poole fiasco, it's because the guy can't play defense at all. And yes, I have noticed the rhetoric on social media about Jordan Poole, about folks missing him. I saw a question posed in regards to, at this point in their careers, I think 957 The Game posted this on Twitter, like, who would you rather take, Kuminga or Jordan Poole? Do not forget that the guy does not play defense at all. He's literally a turnstile. People just walk by him. People blow by him. He makes routine mistakes. And among many reasons as to why the team, the Golden State Warriors, were fine moving on from Jordan Poole, do not forget that the Washington Wizards, with the loss tonight, are now 6-34. 6-34. If Jordan Poole had the value that small amount of you out there who are clamoring for Jordan Poole on the Warriors, do not forget that winning is the most important aspect of competitive sports. Jordan Poole is not a winner, at least not when he has to carry his team. When he's a sixth man, when he's a role player, he did a hell of a job. I don't know if the Warriors won the title that season without Jordan Poole, but as one of your main stars, the Wizards are 6-34, and his lack of defense is a huge reason for that. Please do not forget that. As you're sitting there, clamoring for the good old days with Jordan Poole. Yes, it was a hell of a season. They won a championship, but at the same time, do not forget that he's not stopping a fly. Like the guy just cannot play D. And when you look at the fact that the Warriors just had between Steph and Wiggins, each playing 34 minutes, the fact that each of those two players just had one turnover, that does say something. The Golden State Warriors collectively tonight only had 9 turnovers total by their standards, an awesome number. We're accustomed to seeing easily double digits with turnovers for the Warriors, usually in the 14-15 range. We'd call that a good night. There are nights where we see it in the 20-plus range, thinking to ourselves, what the F are you doing in terms of being reckless with the ball? No, tonight they were solid, 9 turnovers, but don't forget, a huge reason for that is the Washington Wizards do not play defense. The Golden State Warriors offense, which has been the biggest issue for this team, the source of my consternation when it comes to the Warriors not doing a damn thing via trade is because of the fact that Stephen Curry needs some goddamn help offensively. So tonight, the Warriors scored 122 points, not because they have suddenly fixed all their offensive woes. It's because they played the Wizards. Do not pretend any other reason. Anyways, I'm going to post the link to the chat in the chat. If anybody in the audience tonight wants to come on the show, happy Saturday night, by the way. And I hope you're all having a good night on that regard. Let me get the link here and put it in. If anyone wants to come join the party, sign up right now. Now, Adrian Gutierrez, I thought you were a Golden Dazer, dude. Did you bail on me, man? How dare you? Shame on you. I'm kidding. It's okay. Look, if you can't afford the $2.99 a month, it's all good. But Adrian Gutierrez, and if I got it wrong and you never were a Golden Dazer, double apologies, writing that Moses Moody is a solid player, you're damn right. Moses Moody was clutch tonight. And if you have to pick a specific moment in this game where things turned around, because the third quarter for the Golden State Warriors is where they flipped the script and went from a team who was down 7 at the half, who was trailing after the first quarter. Then the third quarter emerged, and the Warriors outscored the Harry Potters 36-27. And one specific play in that third quarter was Kevon Looney coming up with a huge stop defensively. It was a block, and that led to a Moses Moody transition bucket plus the foul. Moses Moody on the night, and that play really turned everything around. And momentum is a very real thing in sports. And after that play, the Warriors never looked back. And Moody did have a fantastic evening tonight. Was second on the team in net rating behind just Kevon Looney. 13 points on the evening, 2 of 5 from beyond the arc, 4 of 7 from the field, added 2 rebounds and an assist and a steal and a block. And again, he was a plus 12 in net rating, 13 points. Kudos and bravo to Moses Moody, who did have a great night. And I love the audience. I don't exist without you. Every single time I do one of these shows, I'm feeling better, and it's because of you. Even the haters out there, man, you provide good, you make things interesting. You provide good content, so I can't thank all of you enough. And when people join the show, man, it's a delight for me to connect with each and every one of you, and that includes Manny, more specifically OMG. It's Manny on the program. I caught you at a bad time. You're walking somewhere else, but regardless, who cares? How the hell are you doing, brother? Welcome to the program. Your reaction and whatever else you want to talk about, man.
No, man, you're good. I was actually coming upstairs because the dogs are making a little bit of a ruckus downstairs.
Oh, dude, this is a dog-friendly program, brother. They're welcome. They're welcome.
No, we're good. We're good.
Anyways, go ahead, brother. What's on your mind? Good to see you.
No, man. So I was watching. I got out of church and I watched the second half of the game. And Moses Moody, I love his intensity. He's diving for the ball. I just don't understand what is stopping Kerr from giving him the minutes that he deserves. This kid is proving himself night after night, night after night, night after night. and still nothing.
And you're talking
Um,
about Moses Moody?
yeah, Moody.
I don't get it either, dude. Look there. It wasn't just Moody tonight. Like it's with the exception of Brandon Pajemski, and again, that's the part that really just perplexes me in terms of Steve Kerr's logic and the lack of it. Like you can tell he has a bias toward veterans for the most part, right? Like the Buddy Hield minutes are absurd. Buddy Hield at the half tonight, for example, was a minus 17 in net rating. He was almost single-handedly dragging the entire team down. Had a better second half, finished the night with just 6 points, was still a minus 12. My point is, Steve Kerr loves his veterans. And tonight, Moses Moody got a run, 28 minutes, 58 seconds. We're not seeing that consistently, like you said, Manny. But another player that I was thinking of that did not get a run at all this evening, and I don't understand why, was Guy Santos. When Draymond Green went down with that injury 3 minutes into the game, and we never saw him again. He went right to the locker room. Didn't really look good from the start, man. He didn't have the same fire and energy that he normally brings to an NBA game. So Guy Santos checks in, and I know he got 2 quick fouls, but he played 5 minutes in the first quarter. We saw what he did on the road trip. The guy brings energy. He's immediately, we can tell the guy can play basketball, and he's a good thing for this team. And then all we saw from him for the entire rest of the night, we never saw him in the second quarter. We saw him start the second half, and then he played 3 minutes, and that's all we saw. And the reason why I bring Guy Santos up is because you bring a Moody, and these are 2 young players that they just can't win. Like the young players cannot win, dude. Like it's just Kerr has his lack of patience. There's a level of bias. Unless your name is Brandon Pajemski, he somehow defies this logic. And again, that's my take on it, man. Sorry to talk so much, brother.
No,
Go
you're
ahead.
good. And the games that Guy has played, he's proven to be a good connector. He fell into the groove of the game and everything. But and I'm gonna be very facetious in saying this, but in Healed we trust. At least that's what Kurt's state of mind it is. We're just gonna trust in Buddy Hield or die by Buddy Hield. And lately we've been dying by Buddy Hield. He's not the same player that we had at the beginning of the season. He's not putting up numbers, yet he's still getting the same exact amount of minutes, which is weird. He's getting the same exact amount of minutes, and yet he's not producing what he used to. Yet these young guys that were not getting the same amount of minutes now that they were getting before, and they're producing more and proving to do more with the little bit that they're getting. Yet Steve Kerr is still relying back on, like you always say, on his veterans. It's always, okay, we're gonna trust Buddy Hield no matter what. It doesn't matter if he's having a good day or a bad day. Yes, there is that stat that I think we're like 10-0 whenever Buddy Hield
Scores
scores
18.
18.
Yeah, correct.
I get that
Correct.
100%. But what is the likeliness of him actually scoring 18? We're nearly, if not halfway through the season, and he's done it how many times? 10? So you're talking
9 or 10, yeah. But that's out of like what 40. This is officially the midway point tonight.
So 41 games, and
Yeah.
he's done it 10 times. So a 25% consistent, like, what is that really doing for us?
I don't get it.
And then,
real fast, Manny, just I don't mean to interrupt, but I just want to address because Kai is like spamming the chat saying we won the game. Kai, we see your post, we get it, but do not pretend beating the Wizards is elicits braggadocio. Like it's the Wizards, dude. Like this should have been a blowout win. The Warriors were blowing out teams at the beginning of the season who were lesser opponents. So don't forget those first 2 games of the season, Portland and Utah. They blew those teams away back when the team was doing the logical thing, which was like starting Wiggins at the 2 when Kuminga was healthy. He was starting at the 3, and for them to squeak this out tonight, this is not a feel good thing. Like this is not a moral victory. There's nothing to feel good about. Beating the Wizards by 8, being down by 7 at the half. Kai, I love you, man, but do not pretend beating the Wizards is something that we should be celebrating, dude. The Warriors should have blown that team out. Manny, any final thoughts before we go to Gary Garcia, sir?
yeah, real quick, just to finish it off, I honestly think it would have been better off for us to lose this game because maybe that would force Steve Kerr's hand or the front office hand into like, okay, crap, we've really hit a rock bottom.
Good point.
But people like Kai, want to celebrate a win against a team that doesn't play any defense. Jordan Poole is scoring phenomenally in losing games. So what's the point of it? They're just shooting threes endlessly, no matter what. So I mean, at the end of the day, this win, helps our record, but does it really help in the long run? Are people gonna sit back and be like, or Steve Kerr's going to be like, oh, well, we won today, so let's just keep everybody and not make any trade because we won against the Wizards. Like, did it really help us to win?
And see, Kai17 in the chat is following up on your words, Manny, which is that he's asking, it's better for us to lose? This is nonsense. I follow your logic, Manny, and I'll try to explain it in another way, just so for anyone that didn't follow, I hope I can articulate it as well as you did. I followed it to the T. And what you're trying to say, Manny, and please add or correct at any point if I'm not nailing this right, is by them, if they had lost this game tonight, there would have been urgency to do something really fast. Like, if the Warriors had lost this game, we probably would have woken up tomorrow to the news of the Warriors have made a trade. Because you can't, there's nothing acceptable about losing at home to the Wizards. So is that the point you're making?
That is 100% what I was trying to say. Correct.
So I get it. I hear you, man. There's another argument out there, and again, I don't subscribe to this, but I get the premise, which is that the Warriors winning the title in 2022 screwed things up in the sense that the team was in a process of trying to transition, trying to adjust, trying to evolve into this next phase of their organization. They won the title in 2022, and Steve Kerr suddenly went into F the young guys. I just want to keep getting veterans. I want to keep doing what's best for Stephen Curry. And that has derailed things to where they are now. I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying I agree with that. And Manny, I don't think your logic is the same as that. I mean, I'm not going to ever pretend that a championship is not worth everything, man. That's the ultimate goal. But sometimes winning games like these does stop a team from taking action because they think things are okay. And
yeah, it stops the growth or potential of growth because of a possible hiccup.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Manny, have a great night, brother. Anything you want to add before I go to Gary and then Bad Ombre?
That's it, man. Congratulations, on the growth, on the sponsors.
Thanks, brother. We're getting there.
Keep it going. Hey, I watch you every single show that you put up.
Thank you.
Maybe a different time, but I get in there and I watch it and I support you, man.
Brother.
Have a good one, all right, brother?
Manny, have a great night, brother. Thank you so much. I don't know what to ever say about words like that, man. Thank you. But from the bottom of my heart, thank you. It means the world. Gary, no. Bad Ombre, you're going to be next. Let's go to Gary Garcia. Welcome to the program, Gary. How are you?
Hello, my brother. How are you?
I'm doing all right, brother. Good to see you, man. What's on your mind?
I'm watching from the Dominican Republic. I'm losing sleep. I'm losing rest time. Watching these games go down the tube. Last 1 minute, 2 minutes. We are right there. We're winning, and then we end up losing because Kerr keeps going up with these tiny hobbit, as you call it, lineups. When you have the personnel sitting down in your bench, clapping, play them. How come Guy Santos tonight?
I don't get it.
The perfect opportunity to be taller, to be faster, to be this Washington team that doesn't fight, doesn't defend for the 50-50 balls. And Guy Santos tonight is a no-show because you don't want to play him. You don't want to be tall. You don't want to be athletic. You don't want to be young. And then you say, we don't have the talent. We don't have the personnel. You have it. Play them. It's the young ones. Develop them.
I'm with you. I don't understand why Guy Santos, again, he's not someone who at this stage in his career is going to represent his production with the box score. The box score will not tell the story for Guy Santos. He's out there. He's a connector. What that means is the offense is flowing when he's out there. He moves the ball quick. He knows the system. So there's no mistakes that are being committed there offensively. And then defensively, dude, he's strong. I've been saying this for years. The moment Guy Santos was first promoted, I've been telling the folks on this show, that's a strong dude, man. When you see him in person, like he's the type of guy that he's like a boulder. He's like a rock. Like you can't move him. Yeah. Like he can hold his position very well, and he's a strong guy. I know he's like listed, I think, as 6'7", maybe 6'6", but he plays bigger than his size. I don't get it, man, because tonight he had 0 points, but he also only played 8 minutes, 29 seconds, and I don't get it. He had 3 rebounds, 2 assists, no turnovers, had those 2 fouls in the first quarter, didn't commit another one after that, but he only played 3 more minutes. My point is, I'm with you, brother. I don't get it. I wish Steve Kerr was someone who, understood that youth is not a horrible thing, and he treats it like it is. So it sucks.
But the thing is that Kerr keeps playing his personnel like at the worst time possible for them. He has to let them play through mistakes. They will thrive. They
Agreed.
will grow. You cannot grow sitting on the bench after one mistake like Moody, like Kuminga. I've been saying it all the time. You have to change your pattern. You cannot be doing the same thing and expect different results. That's insanity.
100% agreed. You're absolutely right. And we see that insanity on a very routine basis. I don't get it. I don't get it. And it's not just Guy Santos or Moses Moody. Like Quentin Post was with the Warriors tonight. Why did we not see him play at all? If Quentin Post is not going to get minutes against the Wizards, who is he going to get minutes against? Like, I don't get it, man. Again, this team is never going to move forward until they get a new coach because Kerr just I don't think he knows how to develop players, dude. He doesn't have the patience. But Gary, any final thoughts, brother, before I get to Bet Ombre and then Kai?
Yes, I think that Kerr wants to sell the fact that he doesn't have the personnel, but he has it. He was young players. The young ones, they need to go up. Quentin Post, the perfect prime game for him to go up and get 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Spread the floor. When TJD gets the ball, no, everyone knows that he's not gonna shoot it. Everyone sticks two people on the shooters, and he's like all alone. Come on, play the young ones, make
You're
them
absolutely
develop
right.
them.
You're absolutely right. And Gary, Bruce Morrow also makes a good point, which is that, you know, it does sound like we've been expressing a lot of gripes on this program tonight for a game where they did win. Kai's going to join the show in just a second. I'm sure he's going to add some more positivity. How is this for positivity? Manny, before you go, this is the Warriors, despite playing a team in the Washington Wizards that has some size, man. Alexander Starr is their starting center. He's a big dude, even though he's young. You had Jonas Valanciunas coming off the bench. Side note, again, Valanciunas is not someone I want, dude. If the Warriors are going to make a trade for a big, make it a stretch big. Valanciunas he's just
Too traditional.
He's just a body. He's just a big body, man. Why not get somebody who can also shoot threes and space the floor? Anyways, my point is the Wizards have some size on that team, yet Trace Jackson Davis, another 15 rebound game for Trace. Kevon Looney, 13 rebounds. Those two combined for 28 boards. The Warriors combined for 55 rebounds tonight. They out-rebound the Wizards 55-44. They win the points in the paint battle tonight. 58 to 24. A lot of that was Andrew Wiggins, again, who we've given a lot of love to. He was already our player of the night. Whether it's BetOnline sponsoring it, BetAnySports, whoever it is. He was our player of the evening. So there were some positives. We've talked about that, but you can't pretend that being down to the half and barely squeaking out a win of the Wizards is a feel-good thing either, though, man. We got to be realistic here, right? I don't know. Any final thoughts, Gary?
Final thought. The Wizards should have been blown out. We should have been playing better ball. We are taller and we are playing out. We just need to play the bench. Kerr, do not stick to what you have. Do not play only talent. Make plays and let the young ones play.
Yeah.
Make them run through mistakes. And believe me, he wants to sell this narrative that we don't have enough talent. You have it. Play
Yes, you
it. Develop it.
I agree. And that's why when we see these games where Steph and Dre are out and suddenly you're seeing the young players getting these real minutes, I'm with you, man. Like, and just to add to that, like, hopefully this will convey that I'm not like a Steve Kerr hater. My issue with Kerr is the personnel decisions. Like I don't think he's good at deciding which players should play when, never mind who should be playing on an NBA team.
Exploit what he's watching. He has his game plan. And he dies by his game plan.
Agree, but as a coach, in terms of schematics, in terms of implementing a system and running the right plays, he's ATOs especially. He's fantastic, dude. Like I would not mind if the Warriors, if Mike Dunleavy Jr. like kind of forced his hand a little more, like took away all the crutches he has. Like, and what I mean by that is when we see this team with the youngsters. And Kerr's at the helm. Like there's a reason why this team is 5-2 without Stephen Curry, is because, like you said, they have talent. And when those young players are playing in Kerr's system, it's actually a beautiful thing to watch. But Kerr just doesn't play the right guys, man. It's infuriating. And anyways, Gary, I want to give some time to everyone else. Happy Saturday night from the Dominican Republic, brother. Thank you, man. Thanks for joining the program and the love and everything, dude. Like, any fun things going on tonight before we go in the Dominican? I know it's late, but is the nightlife scene going off? What's the haps?
I've been married 25 years, so just a couple of rums and to sleep.
All good. I get it. I get it, man. Gary, have a great night, brother. Thanks for joining the program, man.
Likewise.
Thank you. That was Gary Garcia. Bad Hombre, give me... No, actually, go ahead. Bad Hombre, the floor is yours. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm in DC, so I was watching the Commanders game.
Congratulations
I
if
have
that's
a
your team.
Oh, absolutely. I have a
Bravo.
question, and I
Yeah.
promise you, I'm not trolling. You probably have your pulse on the team since you're right out there. Why did they move on from Lester Quiones? And I
That's
promise,
a
I'm not trolling. He was a baller.
That's not. You're not. I don't know why you'd think that's a troll question, man. Lester Quinones. I don't have the numbers in front of me, and I'll try to pull it up. Lester Quinones is a player that when the team moved on from him this offseason, I didn't get it. Every time we saw him play, I saw positive results. I thought Lester Quinones, and I still do believe this, could be an awesome basketball player in the NBA someday. I don't understand it. Honestly, man, like the Warriors, I feel like this season could have used him. I would rather have him
Yeah.
than Dennis Schroeder. I don't get it. I don't get it, man. Like, why do you think, Ombre, that Lester Quinones I
I
can't
don't
remember if he
know.
was traded or cut, but I don't get it either.
He won the MVP for the California Summer League. Remember?
I
And then
do.
he was balling out of control in summer league. And the next thing I know, they said they released him. So I was wondering, was
Yeah,
there something going on behind the scenes? Because he was a baller as far as I was concerned.
I agree. I don't know what happened, man. I wish I had an answer for you. It's just these kinds of things happen. I mean, we saw Daquan Plowden, who was a two-way player for the Warriors. 1 minute, next minute, he's gone, and he got a run the other night with the Atlanta Hawks. It happens. I wish I had a good reason for you, but I don't. Sorry, man.
And I just want to say, I'm sorry. I just can't get excited about beating the Wizards by 8 at home. Because a
Well, we're
couple
gonna
of
go to
years
Kai right
ago,
now, and Kai's gonna be the individual. He's coming on right now, and he's gonna be the voice of positivity. He's gonna be the man that's gonna shit on all of us who are criticizing the Warriors despite a win. Bad Hombre, any final thoughts before we go to Kai?
no, I'll just fall back and listen. Thanks for answering my question.
You were not
Okay.
trolling, dude. That was a good question, man. I think a lot of
Yeah,
people
yeah,
are
yeah.
thinking about that. Lester
Okay,
Quinones
all
was
right.
good, dude. He is good. And I wish I had the stats. I can't find them right now, but he's been putting up some huge numbers this year. He's been bouncing around with different G League teams. I know like a month ago, he had a season high 39 points, shooting 58% in just one game. I wish I knew what happened there, man. I don't, but I thought he was a
Oh,
really good player, and here we are. So,
okay,
all
all
right.
right. I'm going to fall back and listen. Great show
All
as
right, brother.
always.
Have a great night, Bad Hombre. And thank you so much for joining the program. Kai, coming to us from Florida. You represent all the positivity. Go on, sir. The floor is yours.
Yes,
How you doing,
sir.
Kai?
Great. Listen. What I am the voice of reason.
Over.
The Golden Days is my show. Right after each game finished, there are about 4 or 5 live shows going on. But
Yes, correct.
Golden Days is my show that I tune into.
Thank you,
Now,
sir.
when I tuned in tonight and I was listening, I was like, if I hadn't watched the game, I would have thought we lost the game. And I did not like that. I did not like that energy at all. Because listen, a lot of good things happened tonight.
Like
There are,
what?
there are 30 teams in the NBA, and the Washington Wizards is one of them. You
The
have
worst.
to beat who is in front of you. We saw Toronto beat Boston a couple nights ago.
By the way, real quick, Kai, real fast, that Toronto Celtics game you're talking about, because the Warriors lost to Toronto 104-101, embarrassing loss, and then the Raptors 2 days later beat the Celtics at home. I don't know if you saw this or not, but Jason,
As well.
did you see Jason Tatum who got getting busted sitting on the bench checking out some baddies in the
I didn't. Hey, can you blame him though?
I posted it on my Threads account if you want to check that out. He was blatantly busted by fans who were just recording him, just leering, dude. When you space out and you start staring at something. What is it called? Like you're disassociating. and you just don't realize how much time is passing as you're staring at one object. He was doing that, and in the line of sight were these two ladies who would define what attractive is, and he got blatantly busted, and they lost that game. I thought it was comedy. Anyways, Kai, go ahead, please. I'm done interrupting.
Yeah, well, the guy's a dude though, so hey, that happens. But what I'm saying is tonight a lot of good things happened. I know it's the Washington Wizards. I know you would think that that's a team you're supposed to be beating them by 15, 20 points. But it doesn't always go that way because these guys on all 30 NBA teams, these are professional basketball players. And they could come out and have a good night any night like we saw happen with Toronto and Boston. Now, let's point out the good things that happened tonight for the Warriors. We won 2 games in a row. We haven't done that in a while. So if we're going to go on a 7-game, 8-game, 10-game stretch, you have to start at 2. You after winning one, you have to win the second one, regardless who your opponent is. You must win that second one. The other thing is, tonight, for the first time, I think this might be the first time all season, that we have 3 players scoring above 20 points in the same game. We saw our centers combine for 28 rebounds.
Schroeder.
We have Schroeder. We see both Schroeder and Steph, the backcourt, both.
No, but just Kai, sorry, but I didn't mention this before, and you're right. And I missed this. Dennis Schroeder scored 20 points tonight. He had a good night
for the first time. It's
good call.
First 20-point game since he's been with us.
Good call.
So
I'm glad you said that.
A lot of good things happened. So I know it's the Washington Wizards, and I know that you're not going to go around. I'm not celebrating beating the Wizards. I'm celebrating winning 2 games in a row. I'm not celebrating beating the Wizards. I'm celebrating Andrew Wiggins having 3 consecutive 20-point games. Something is turning.
I did highlight all those things. I didn't ignore the Wiggins achievement. I definitely emphasized that at the beginning of the show. I missed the Schroeder part. I sincerely apologize to Dennis Schroeder and his fans and everyone else. He had a great night, man. You're right. The Warriors had 3 20-point scores this evening, and Schroeder shot 50% from the field and the 3-point line.
Exactly.
So yeah, you're right. Now, again,
a lot of good. And then Moses Moody had second game in a row. Now he's off the bench and he's playing like the Moses Moody we saw in the preseason. We are seeing little things come together. And like I said, it's only the Washington Wizards, but the next game is going to be against Boston. So what were we supposed to do? Lose against the Washington Wizards?
No. But again, look. First of all, they trailed at the half, and it wasn't looking good at the half. The person. I guess the reason why a lot of people, myself included, do not take a game like this as positively as you are, and why I will push back a little bit in terms of you claiming that your approach is strictly realistic. Here's some more reality for you. All right, if the Warriors play like this against pretty much any other team, they're not winning. The Wizards are easily the worst team in the NBA. Easily. Like, I don't know who else is even in the conversation with them. I think the biggest part, though, Kai, is that there are decisions being made that just don't make sense, that if they were being made, would result in a better outcome. Meaning, like, we saw Moses Moody play 28 minutes and change tonight. I love that. I think everyone loves seeing that. Who loves the Warriors? But why are we not seeing him play like this consistently, right? Like people see that and they're reminded of Steve Kerr not doing this on a consistent basis. Santos, if he played,
it's 2 games in a row now that he's played Moses 20
That's good. That's good. Let's hope it's more. Now. That's good. And Guy Santos, why did Guy Santos only play 8 minutes 29 seconds?
That was nonsense. All those minutes that Lindy Waters played, Guy Santos should have played those minutes because Lindy Waters had 0 points, 0 rebounds,
Correct.
0 assists, 0 steals, 0. He had zeros across the block.
And real quick before we let you go, because Ryan Leong is joining us from Chase Center, I see him now. Before we go, what were your thoughts on Gary Payton II? He hit a 3-pointer. I was relieved to see that. What were your thoughts?
I think he played very well tonight.
Yeah, he did. I agree.
All right, go get Ryan. Go get Leong, and I listening.
Well, real quick, Kai. I was about to agree with you with the very well thing until I remembered that Gary Payton II, his primary defensive assignment tonight was Jordan Poole, and Jordan Poole was eating him up. Those 38 points that Jordan Poole scored tonight was largely with Gary Payton II defending him. Now, with that said,
that's Jordan Poole, though. Jordan Poole can score the ball. You can't take that away from him. He doesn't play defense, but you can't take that away from him. On his night when he's hot, he will score against anybody. He can score the ball.
And my only thing is, if Gary Payton II is not playing lockdown defense, why the hell is he out there, man? Like, I don't.
Tonight he had his 10 points and he did his role, even though he wasn't playing a lockdown defense.
Yeah.
He did his thing.
All right. Well, Kai, you were heard. You brought the positivity. You made me remember and pointed out that Dennis Schroeder had his best game as a Warrior. Was this his first game, as far as you know, that he scored over 20? I think it is, right?
First one.
Bravo. Well, Dennis Schroeder, there you go. The Wizards are the medicine for a lot of teams and a lot of scoring droughts. The Warriors. I guess, Kai, my thing is ultimately we look at the Warriors' offense, which has been the biggest issue for this team for 2 months. And they put up 122 against the worst defense in the NBA, the Washington Wizards. I don't know if that's the case in terms of statistically speaking, but I'm confident in saying if you put a gun to my head and say pick one defense that you have to score 2 points against, I'm going to say the Wizards. Like that would be the worst defense.
They are the worst team in the league.
Right. So that's why I'm not taking, I'm not a cheerleader, man. Like I try those other 4 or 5 shows you brought up that are on the air tonight right now. I'll tell you what's going on with those other shows. Either they're fan shows where they're shaking pom-poms and they're all about just we love the Warriors and that's all we're going to talk about, or they're idiots who have no clue what they're talking about. And I'm not going to sit here and be a cheerleader. I can't do that, man.
I like how you guys are realistic on. That's why I watch this
Thank you,
show,
brother. Thank you, Kai.
Positive and negative.
Thank you, Kai. I love that. I love what you brought to the table. I love you. Period. Thank you, man. I hope Florida's treating you well tonight, brother.
One love, bro.
Have a good night, man. That's Kai, and now we got Ryan Leong in the house joining us from Chase Center. Ryan works with NBC News Radio. He works with Bay Area Sports Rap. He covers the Golden State Warriors. He joins us with all of our home games. Oh, what is that? What is that? Is that a mic? What does that say, though? I can't see it very well. I'm sorry.
Bay Area Sports Rap.
Oh, look at you. How much did it cost to get something like that?
I don't know. I didn't pay for it. Well, actually, I think I did pay for it. $50, $60, something like that. Yeah, my colleague, Will Tuckerman, made me pay for it when it's like, dude, you should pay. Anyway, he should have expensed it, but he's actually expensed a lot of other things that are not necessarily broadcast related. He loves to go to Mitchell's Ice Cream, so he's often treating me to Mitchell's, so I can't complain.
Okay, well, that's good. Well, Ryan, you're joining us as you do. It's become a tradition now. We're establishing this tradition. Ryan Leong joining us live from the media section of Chase Center following every home game. Ryan, the first question on my mind, and I haven't even had a chance to play sound yet, but what's the status with Stephen Curry, dude? He rolled his ankle late. He also banged up his thumb. I want to quickly highlight as well, someone in the chat brought up regarding GP2. I did see this. I don't know if you saw this, Ryan, in the media section, but
no.
GP2 and Jordan Poole were John, and a lot of it was very playful. They were teammates on the title team, but right. I did see GP2 untying Jordan Poole's shoe tonight in a moment of jest. I don't know if you saw that, Ryan, but how is Stephen Curry doing, man?
I don't know, unfortunately, because remember, I always go to the visitors, so I haven't heard anything of what's going on over there. I can tell you what's going on in the Wizards locker room, and did get a chance to talk to Jordan Poole. So he was determined, obviously. He said that the funniest takeaway was he said I like the guys over there, most of the guys. He's probably
he really said that?
Yeah, he said most of the guys. So yeah, he's actually probably referring to number 23 on the Warriors.
Of course, dude. Of course.
Of course.
Oh, that's incredible, bro.
Yeah.
What was your reaction, man? Like, it was, again, the Warriors win. They win 122-114. I'm getting some criticism that I'm not happy enough for the Warriors winning tonight. It's the Wizards, and it's not like they blew them out. They were losing at the half. What was your reaction to a 122-114 win?
I don't think people are going to let me saying this, but it's just typical Warriors. I mean, the Warriors a lot of times play to their level of their competition. However, you also have to credit the opposition. The opposition will play better than what their record shows, right? So it's a little bit of both. I mean, Jordan Poole played like the Michael Jordan of his younger days, which was like Jordan scoring, 30-plus points a game and losing all the time. That's what happened tonight. The Wizards lost again.
Right, absolutely.
By the way, I was gonna say real quick, you're not governed by the FCC, are you? If I drop a bad word, are we able to say that or no?
Dude, the FCC is only applicable to public airwaves.
Well, I won't drop the F-bomb, but I'll say that there's one writer for the Athletic who covers the Wizards. This guy, his name's Josh Robbins. He's an asshole.
Why?
I asked him just quickly, like, who did the Wizards beat? Who are their 6 wins against? He says, let me look that up for you. And I'm like, if you don't want to tell me, you want to be a jackass about it, which I looked it up anyway and I found it. But I'm like, dude, you're an asshole. If somebody from the media, a colleague asks you a question and it's something simple you can answer the freaking question, dude. I'm glad I get to rip him on your podcast. Again, his name is
I
Josh
just want to
Robbins.
hold on one second.
Yeah.
I want to give Amosist in the chat some love real fast because he brings up, or she, I apologize, I don't know the gender, saying that Jordan Poole was cooking OKC's defensive guards as well. Look, Jordan Poole statistically this season is having a year. So kudos to him. He is having a season. Also, friendly reminder, the Wizards only have 6 wins and 34 losses on the year. Now, going back to your incident here, what's the name of the guy again?
Joshua Robbins. His name, he should change his first name from Joshua to Baskin. What a clown,
Jesus.
man.
And he's just being a dick.
Dude.
All you asked him was an innocuous question, which is
who are the 6 wins against?
And his response to you was, "Look it up yourself." He says
initially, he goes, "I'll look it up for you." Is what he says to me.
Is there any possibility he wasn't being a dick and he was being genuine?
No, he was being a dick because I found out the answer, and then he kind of gave me a smirk and kind of did this with his hand, like, "Go away."
All right, then F that guy.
Well, yeah,
F
that's why. Hold on. Let me finish, please.
Please go ahead.
That's why I'm ripping him on your podcast right freaking now in front of your entire audience.
Rip away, brother. Rip away, please.
Well, hold on. Let me talk. Do not, listen to me, Joshua Robbins, you jackass. Do not rip other people. Do not insult other colleagues of yours in the media who are doing serious work and asking questions. Thank you, you schmuck. I'm glad this guy's not coming back to Golden State the rest of the season.
Keep going, brother.
And thank you for letting me rip this guy because he deserves it. You're a schmuck. Joshua Robbins, you schmuck. You jackass. Get out of here.
I don't understand why people in this world are dicks to be. There's so many a-holes on this planet.
Well, I sincerely hope he gets this podcast. You know what we'll do? Actually, we're going to take your podcast, and I'm going to send it to him and say, I want you to watch whatever minute it is. I'll timestamp it, and I'll be glad to send it to him.
I love it.
Please do. No, seriously, I thought about it. I was like, I was like, man, should I rip this guy? And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I should rip this guy. He deserves it. I've been in this business probably as long as this guy, if not longer. I've been doing this since 1998. You do not talk to people like that, dude. Okay?
No.
Yeah.
And again, Joshua Robbins, he covers the Wizards for The Athletic.
I'm calling him Baskin Robbins, okay? Baskin Robbins.
I mean, look, man. Look, if you're a friend of this program and someone attacks you, you're attacking this program. So Joshua Robbins, you're officially now on the Golden Days shit list. Congratulations. Yeah. You didn't have to be an asshole. Completely unnecessary. And if you're going to be a dick, you're going to get called out for it. Kudos to you for doing that. I respect
you know what? You earned it, man. And so I'll say this real quickly. Now that I did the research, I found out that the Wizards have beaten the Hawks twice back-to-back games, which is weird.
Ooh.
Then they beat the Hornets twice, the Nuggets, and the Bulls. And those are your 6 wins.
Okay, so the Nuggets was kind of impressive. The rest, not so much.
I guess not. But I love the fact that this guy could have told me that instead of me having to find it out. But that's all right. I enjoy the fact that we get to spend 5 minutes like insulting this guy and calling him out on your podcast for the whole country to find out. So that's great. I mean, no, seriously, I'm tired. I know I've been in this business a long time. I have a lot.
I know you have. We both have, man.
And when you do,
we both have.
You want to be
I hear you,
like
brother.
That.
I hear you.
You want to be a freaking asshole and do that. Okay, great. I'm glad anyway, we'll move on now, but thank you, Cyrus, for the opportunity to rip.
Dude, you can keep going if you want. This great.
I'm just glad I got it off my chest because I'm tired of this shit. I've done this too long, and people do not deserve to act that way.
You're absolutely right, dude.
Whether it's me or anybody else, you don't do that, man.
In any setting, man. In any set, especially like when I was in college, I had 3 jobs, dude. I worked in the service industry, and so I'll forever have empathy for folks who work in any field. Like I'm not judging you based on your profession, but some people are dicks, dude. Like some people will think that if someone's working in a service job that they're a lesser human being, or like it's bullshit, dude. We're all just people. We're all people.
Exactly.
No one of us is better or more special than someone else. I'm sorry, dude. That sucks. That is absolutely.
Right. I'm having a salute with Estella right now, and so that's okay.
What do we? I'm going to give you a chance to calm down. We're going to hear from Steve Kerr.
Okay.
Who spoke? He spoke after the game. This is courtesy of Anthony Slater of The Athletic, but a very different publication in terms of regions. We won't do a guilt by association thing. Here is Steve Kerr talking about Stephen Curry's ankle, because as of right now, to the best of my knowledge, we don't know how serious that injury is. Let's see if Steve Kerr is going to give us any enlightenment. Side note, friendly reminder, when Anthony Slater posts content, the audio is not the greatest, so you might have to turn that up. But here is Steve Kerr talking about Stephen Curry's left ankle injury and how serious it is.
How much do you know at this point on Steph and Draymond?
Draymond's going to get an MRI tomorrow, and Steph just told me he doesn't think it's serious, but they'll both be day to day for now.
What's the concern level on Draymond? He was really limping on the calf, it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, again, we don't really know. So we'll have to wait and see what the MRI shows tomorrow and, just kind of assess him the next couple of days, and then we'll figure out what's next.
I don't like that word MRI ever. And the fact that the Warriors going to do that with Stephen Curry, that is a little concerning. Ryan, what's your reaction to that?
Red flag for sure. So hopefully it's nothing serious. But as we all know, Steph spent most of his his career, especially his early days, having ankle injuries. So I didn't get a chance to really see how it happened. Didn't he get kind of rolled over by Jordan Poole? I think
it was I thought he just landed awkwardly.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody actually made contact. Bruce Morrow. Hold on, wait. Bruce Morrow said the MRI is for Draymond.
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah.
Hold on. Now I got to listen to that one more time. That is my fault. I'm gonna meet you again, Ryan.
Okay, I got it.
Okay. We're gonna listen to that clip one more time because the fact that Bruce Morrow corrected me tells me I was not listening closely enough. One more time. Here is Steve Kerr talking about the 2 injuries. And I was mistaken. I thought the MRI was for Stephen Curry. It is apparently for Draymond Green's left calf, which is also very concerning. I'm not pretending that that's not a big deal, but let's hear Kerr one more time. I apologize. This is on me.
How much do you know at this point on Steph and Draymond?
Draymond's going to get an MRI tomorrow, and Steph just told me he doesn't think it's serious, but they'll both be day to day for now.
Okay, we'll stop it there. So Steve Kerr just said he did not think that Stephen Curry's ankle injury is that serious. Woo! Okay, but a left calf strain or tightness or whatever happened to Draymond's left calf, that will require a MRI. Also, still concerning. By the way, Ryan, one player that we have not been seeing on the court lately is Kyle Anderson. But what I'm not hearing from anyone really are specifics pertaining to why he's out. So I looked up the injury report, and it's got a funky description for what's going on with him. Have you seen it? And I just had it, and I closed the goddamn tab, and But before I go to it, do you have any information on what's going on with Kyle Anderson and why he's been missing games? You're muted.
On everything here on your chats and stuff.
Let's try again. I don't know what happened there. Go ahead. What's going on with Kyle Anderson? Why is he out?
That I don't know. I mean, again, we talked before about how. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We always talk about how we never quite know what Steve Kerr is thinking when it comes to his decision making.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at with this, because he didn't play at all. Just the way. Again, I got to be honest. I just don't really know what his MO is. And I think we both are on the same page when it comes to that.
All right, here's what it is. I found it. The injury, technically, this is according to the NBA injury report, is that Kyle Anderson is suffering from left gluteal bursitis, which is. I'm sorry.
A sore ass.
Well, this is saying the definition is that it's an inflammation of the fluid-filled sacs in the buttocks. It can cause.
He's got a sore ass. Oops, I think you're muted.
Is that the first time you've ever heard of that as well? Your reaction?
Actually, funny. Now you mentioned it. One of my colleagues was talking about that injury of his just before tip-off. We were eating in the dining room, and he mentioned that. So, yeah, it's a funny sounding injury, if nothing else. That's for sure.
It is funny sounding. So, I think on a simplified way of defining it, it could be like a hamstring thing. It could be just, like the muscle and the tissue right below the buttocks, like what connects the leg to the AS or AS. So Kyle Anderson's ass is basically sore. which I know sounds really wrong in a lot of ways, but that's the truth. He's got a sore ass. And look, I mean, he's Steve Kerr treats him like he's a pain in the ass. Now he's literally a pain in the ass, and here we are. So he's or aim assist, right? He's got clap cheek syndrome. Jesus Christ.
Right,
Bruce
right.
Morrow saying he's got a constipation issue. Oh my God! How has this been under wraps until literally this moment? Anyway, what's your just that is crazy to me. That is crazy. I'm immature. I admit it. I apologize. Ryan, what's your Warriors play the Celtics on Monday, man? What you're going to that game? I assume. I could be wrong. What are you going? Are you going?
I'm going. Yeah. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it should be, of course, a much better matchup than this game. But then again, you don't. I think a lot of times when you look at Warrior games, don't look at the records, because I expected this kind of a game tonight. I really did. I expected the Warriors to win, but I also expected them to make it really to be a really tough game against the Wiz.
Why did you expect that?
Because, like I said, the Warriors always play to the level of their competition. So
they didn't early. You're right. Lately they have.
But they are now.
They are now. That's a good point. Jesus Christ.
So I'm not surprised at all. But you know what? Hey, the fans that came to the game tonight, they got a good game, right? They got some excitement. They got some fun. That's all you can ask for when you come to a Warrior game. I mean, you can split hairs on it because you're a podcast host and you got a lot of years of experience in the media. So, yeah, I get it. But you're not going to always get whatever it happens, how it looks on paper.
Yeah, JJ Raider in the chat saying it's a sensitive issue, just like Anderson's ass.
Nice.
I still don't. That's my. I needed a rim shot right there, and I don't have one. Crash Out King saying Anderson's been hanging out with GP2 too much. Let's hear from GP2.
Speaking of which, real quick, did you hear the other day on practice that Steve Kerr had been comparing GP2 to a Ferrari? Because
I didn't hear this. Continue.
Oh shoot! I should have had you watch it because it was at practice yesterday, and so he changed his mind because he says GP2 now says he's a Lamborghini. But in my opinion, those are both bad cars, man. I mean, that any kind of Italian high-end sports car means that you're high maintenance, and and the reason he gave him that nickname is he's spending more time in the shop than he should. Right? I mean, yeah, he said that, yeah.
By the way, Cam Jones in the chat is asking how to come on the show. I just posted the link again. I usually do that once or twice during an episode. So Cam, if you want to come on the show, just click on that link and come join the party. Let's hear from Gary Payton II, because we talked earlier. I forgot who it was that posted in the chat that reminded everyone about GP2 untying Jordan Poole's shoes during the game. Again, it was a moment of jest. Thankfully, someone asked Gary Payton II about that. Let's hear from GP2 talking about untying his former teammate Jordan Poole's shoes in a moment of levity. Here is Gary Payton.
Those moments when you were guarding Jordan Poole, and 2, why did you untie his shoe with the free throw line?
No, it's always fun playing with Jordan, against Jordan. I was with him all summer, so we've been at it all summer. So now it's time to go to work. It makes it even more fun, but I'm just messing around, trying to have fun. That's it.
All right, so he was just having fun. Nothing to look into it. GP2 saying that they hung out all off season. There were teammates, obviously, back in 2022 on the title team. Ryan, how's the mood of the Warriors? You're around them. You just mentioned you went to practice. You go to every home game. And this has been one of the positives. We talk about positives with this Warriors team is that they don't look like a dispirited team. They don't look like a team that's turning on each other. I know Buddy Hield might be the exception to that. Right. Buddy finds a way to rile pretty much every one of his teammates up during the games. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but what are you seeing from the Warriors in terms of their camaraderie, their chemistry, their spirit?
They seem like a team that's pretty, got each other's backs, but I just think that they're just not executing to the level they want. Simple as that. They play well. They got each other's backs. They're supporting each other on the bench, as you see. I mean, NBC Sports Bay Area does a good job trying to show shots of the bench as often as they can, and there's always a lot of spirited camaraderie there. You saw it tonight with Draymond. Draymond, after he left the game, he exited wearing sweats, and he just tried to do the best he could, trying to cheer his teammates on.
Absolutely. Well, that's a good thing to hear. I don't know what that sound is behind you. Is that one of the post-game like contests or whatever that they do on the court?
I don't think it's a contest. I think what it is I think it's season ticket holders that get a chance to shoot a basket, so they get one shot. Oh, that guy just threw an air ball.
I love it. Well, before we're going to start wrapping things up here, going through the NBA scoreboard and to update everyone on the standings for the Golden State Warriors. And Cam, I'm going to come to you in just a second, man. Don't run away. But one last member of the audience is going to join us. Ryan, you're going to be a part of this as well.
Sure.
Cam,
I got time.
You can. Okay, good. Cam, you're on the program, brother. How you doing? Welcome to the program.
What's up, man? How you doing?
What's up? Doing all right. How about you?
Doing good. Kind of horrible though, man. We need to get Kerr out of this situation. He's been a detriment to us since he got here. He like you said, he got good stuff about him, but his players that he played in the rotations is just insane. And I don't see how people don't see it like that. That's why I watch your channel, because you're one of the only people that be talking about the real stuff. Like, we have a good team. We've shown it when we went 12-3. The first switch things up and everything with the shit. Even if we do make a trade, I still don't think he'll still put him in the right position. He said he was going to change the offense a little bit for Schroeder. No, he run in motion most of the time. Some PNR like he did tonight, and he was doing his thing. So,
Cam, are you hoping, like, are you wishing for more pick and roll calls in the offense? Like, what would you like to see more of?
I definitely want to see the ball in Curry's hands more. I hate when people say he's better off the ball. No, when he has the ball, he's cooking people. I hate how he just runs around to be slow to start the first quarter. I know you want to get your other teammates going, but he got to be more aggressive sometimes. And Kerr puts them in bad positions. He got Steph as a shooting guard next to small ass Schroeder, when Schroeder should be coming off the bench running the second unit. I think a good lineup would be Curry, Wiggins, Gee, Draymond, and TJD. I think we could cook with that.
But Cam, I'm gonna give you some information here, which may or may not change your thinking a little bit. It changed mine a little bit, which is that Stephen Curry himself, and we broke this information on the program. Steph is the one that's asking to play off the ball, and I didn't know that until recently. Like Steve Kerr has apparently been advocating on Steph's behalf to try to make life easier for him because his body's breaking down. It's depressing shit. It really is, dude. I hate even just hearing this coming out of my mouth. Just bums me out, but it's the truth, man. Stephen Curry's knees are hurting him, and that's a huge reason why he wants to play off the ball more. Now, with that said, can you get someone better than Dennis Schroeder? Yes. Can you get someone who can actually play some defense and bring a little more size? That's why DeJounte Murray, the other day, someone brought his name up, and I was like, you know what? That's actually not a bad idea, man. So, James Harden suddenly sounds like an awesome option. But with that said, does that change your thinking at all, or are you still adamant that the team should?
To my assumption, it seems Curry messing his knees up off the ball, running 1,000 miles a game. So to me, I feel like that's putting more stress on his body, running around all the time.
Yeah, Steph himself has said, again, this is privately behind the scenes, that, and I don't get this part of it, man, but according to Steph, that ball handling is taking up too much energy from him. That's why the off the ball role is what he's looking for, man. Again, that's weird. It is weird to me, but that's like dribbling a basketball does sound like it's a lot of work to me. What do you think, Cam? Are you still there?
Yeah, my bad.
Oh, there we go. You're back.
My bad. Somebody called me. Yeah, I feel that, but I think Steve Kerr got him brainwashed because he never sticks up. I know he goes with a nice guy role, but there's no way they shouldn't. Like when Draymond got into it with Kerr, I love that. That was years ago. But they must have told him, like, do it again and you gone or something. Because they never stick up. Kerr's been doing the same thing for years.
Oh, we just lost you again. It's all right, man. But Cam, I sincerely appreciate you coming on, brother. Oh, there we go. You're getting calls. You're getting. Well, I'm just gonna wrap it up with this.
But yeah, like small ball, and then he said CP3 was gonna unlock Curry.
No, yeah, that was asinine, dude. That anyone in their right mind in their right mind knew that was not going to amount to jack shit. Chris Paul being on this team. I'll leave you with this, man. Like I understand what you're saying. I wholeheartedly do. I feel like everything that you're not happy about with Steve Kerr is valid. I get it. I have no faith in Kerr. I have virtually none in terms of faith. Like I don't trust him to do the smart right thing, man. I feel like every time I watch a Warriors game, like every 2 minutes, I'm looking at something and going, "What the fuck?" I hate swearing. I'm sorry, but like, what the f are you thinking? What the f are you doing there, man? Like, how does that make sense? That's how I'm feeling. I don't know about you, but I get it. Cam, any final thoughts, man? Saturday night. Anything you want to wrap up with? We lost him, and he's out. All right, Ryan, what was your reaction to what Cam said?
I didn't listen that carefully. He seemed to have some difficulty with his reception there. So
yeah, it's all good. He just basically was unhappy with.
I think in the part I'm happy with Kerr. Yes, I got that.
Chardal, let's wrap up our audience participation with you, and then we'll go to the scoreboard and call it a night. Chardal,
hey,
how are you doing, friend?
It's great coming on your show. I'm a big fan of you. I love all your content and videos, man. I really love all you have to do on this platform, bringing a lot of guests on here. Great win today, man. This was a really great Warriors win. I mean, they totally took charge of this game, and it was really good. I mean, this is how you like to see the Warriors play every night, just coming out and just dominating every game every time they play. Andrew Wiggins was phenomenal, by the way. Andrew Wiggins, hands down. Andrew Wiggins was electrifying today, man. Double, 31 points, 10 rebounds. That guy was phenomenal, man. Like, what were your thoughts on Wiggins, man? Like, how did you think he came out strong in this game?
Well, Chardal, the stat that I pointed out, which was huge in this game, was points in the paint. The Warriors won in that category 58-24, and Wiggins was the difference maker in with that specific category because Steph was not scoring most of his points inside. Dennis Schroeder was not scoring most of his points inside. Same goes for Moses Moody. GP2 gets a lot of his points, but the point is, look, Wiggins scored 31 points. A lot of those came inside the paint. He had a great game, man. That's why he's our player of the game. You're right.
And what were your thoughts on Poole? I mean, Poole also had a phenomenal performance too in shooting. He had 38 points, man. Like Poole, I thought Poole would have taken over the whole game. Like the whole game would have given to Poole. He would have taken over the whole game. I was scared.
Sure, and Ryan, this goes for you as well.
I love Jordan Poole. I love Jordan Poole.
Chardal, what are your thoughts on all these people, Warriors fans, coming out saying they miss Jordan Poole? They wish he was back with the team.
I disagree with that wholeheartedly.
Ryan, what are your thoughts on that, man?
I love Jordan Poole, man. I love the guy. And people are saying that, and people are throwing shade on him. I don't agree with that. Like, I am pissed off. Like, why are you doing? He played for you guys, and you're showing him. You're not showing him love now.
No, a lot of fans are.
What is going on with this thing? Like, I don't understand.
Chardal, you've got it backwards. You've got it backwards. A lot of fans are coming out saying they miss him and they wish.
No, I don't miss him. I don't miss Jordan Poole. I don't miss him. I mean, I do miss him. I do miss Jordan Poole. I do miss him. I do miss him. I wish.
Chardal, are you in Fremont right now? Where are you?
I'm in Fremont right now.
What are you up to? It's Saturday night, man. What's your plan?
I just finished my workout.
What do you do for your workout?
I did on my TV. I did an app. I use an app, and it's a workout on my app.
So, are you doing like a cardio, or are you doing
it's like boxing and stuff like that, and karate and stuff like that.
So, do you have like a dummy, like a punching bag?
No. It's an app, and I screencast that to my TV, and then I will look up my TV and work out.
Chardal, I think the whole audience and world wants to see those workout videos. Can you post that on YouTube?
And Sai, I just love coming on, and I think this might be my greatest call so far. I think this might be hands on my greatest call.
Ryan, is this Chardal's greatest call?
I wouldn't know. This is the first time I've heard him.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, introductions: Chardal, Ryan, Chardal.
So
there you go.
I understand his point. Let me answer this real quick. So I actually asked Steve Kerr in the pregame if he ever thought, what if they could have figured out a way to keep Jordan here. And he kind of gave me the whole standard, hey, I got too much to worry about to think about something like that. Maybe there's some truth to that. But I honestly think that, it should have been better that there should have been a way to work out Jordan Poole's development because he was going to be the Clay heir apparent, And it was
for a moment there. He was going to be Steph's apparent, I think.
Well, I don't know about that. But when I say the Clay, as far as like the scoring companion person to assist with Steph.
Well, Jordan Poole, people forget easily. Jordan Poole was the starting 2 guard for the Warriors when they started that season 18-2. Man, he was doing something right, dude. It's just a shame that winning the title clearly like affected him in some way, dude. Because
let me ask you this question before I leave the stream. Are you watching the College Football National Championship on Monday?
Yes.
You got Ohio State or Notre Dame winning it all?
Ohio State.
I got Notre Dame.
Good luck. I mean, if you're putting money on it, I'm rooting for you because
I'm gonna put money on Notre Dame.
I have no vested interest. So whoever is
probably
winning money, that's what
I'm gonna put $100 on Notre Dame winning it all.
Then I'm gonna root for Notre Dame just for you,
Shardall.
All right?
Why is microphone so echoey?
I got my headphones, my Beats headphones on, so that's why I'm using those to call into the show.
Okay. All right. It's a little bit better now. Now it's not so echoey. Now it was really echoey earlier for some reason.
Well, that also could be me. I think I turned the volume up a little too high there. Shardall, have a great night, brother. Thank you as always for coming on.
Cy and Ryan, it's great coming on the show. I love you too. Thank you. I hope Warriors can keep on winning more games, and I'll keep on popping into these Warriors post-game shows. Like a Jack in the Box, popping in and out of these shows. And it's great coming in, and hopefully we can win more games, and hopefully we can win more, bring more hope to this Warriors team because it's not looking so good. We're 20-20, and we gotta lift the hopes up and bring the spirits up.
Shardall, who's winning Monday?
I got Notre Dame winning on Monday.
No. Warriors and Celtics. Who's winning?
No,
that game?
I got Warriors.
Okay, all right.
I got Steph Curry dropping 62 points, 10 rebounds, 13 assists, triple-double.
I love it. Look at all this positivity tonight, man. This is what happens when the Warriors win, dude. People just feel good, and I love that for these folks. Why don't we hear from Andrew Shardall? Thank you, brother. I'm gonna drop you. Okay.
Thanks for having me on, and I'll see you next time on another post-game show. It's great.
Awesome, Shardall. Thank you. In fact, Monday night, Ryan, this might even impress you. Monday day and night. It's Martin Luther King Jr. It's the holiday, and which also means it's going to be a full slate of NBA games. The Warriors are playing the Celtics. Mark Jones of ESPN is going to join the program that day, and then his daughter Sophia, who does a weekly hit with us, will join us that night for the Warriors and Celtics
Mark Jones,
show.
you mean the play-by-play guy?
Yes, sir. Yeah, he's a friend of the
Make
program,
sure he does
man.
this, okay? You remember that? He used to
No,
host the
what
NBA,
is that?
He used to host the NBA Today show, and he would do that at the very end of the credits.
Would he really? Mark
Yeah, seriously. So when you
I believe you. I just never seen that.
I want you to do a shadow jump shot in homage to him, like that. Yeah, exactly.
All right,
go. Yeah,
I'll bring that up with him.
That was his signature. He used to host the NBA Today show on ESPN, and that was his signature. As they did they would do the dark. What do you call it? Darken the lights, and while the lights were darkened, he would do the whole.
I love it. A couple people in the chat, Ryan, by the way, bringing up B40. Same guy said the same thing. I'm sorry, but Quentin Post, man, like you saw him sitting there. He was in uniform. He was ready to play. You would think of all the games on the schedule for Quentin Post to get some minutes in. This would be the night. DNP'd. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I will say this. I met his girlfriend. She was waiting to take the media elevator. Nice lady. So yeah, for her, hey, if nothing else, man, give him some playing time so his girlfriend can have something to have some rooting interest in watching the game.
Hubie Brown in the chat is asking, are you actually at Chase
No,
Center?
I'm at the stadium. It's not a newfangled background. I'm here in the stadium. Man.
I know exactly. I just now Ryan is joining us live from Chase Center. Ryan, you interviewed Steve Kerr before the game. This is the insider coverage we bring you on this program. And Ryan, you're a huge part of that. I can't thank you enough. I'm going to try to go to the All-Star game. Are you have you applied yet?
I have applied. Yeah. In fact, your deadline is the 31st. So if you haven't applied yet, you need to get on that soon.
I'm going to do that hopefully tonight. Yeah. And hopefully I'll see you there for the All-Star game.
You know what? I'll talk to you offline. I'll send you an email. There's a couple of media events going on, leading up to it,
If I plan on going, man. The only reason why I don't go ever is because I want to start this show like right when the game ends, and I can't do that if I go to Warriors games. I'm going to do that during Valkyries games. I'm going to be at the All-Star game and at Chase Center. Andrew Wiggins, he's been doing a lot more media lately. This is what happens when you're one of the best.
How come you couldn't start a show if you're right here after the game is over? You couldn't
because it's too loud.
Oh, well, hey, I don't know. You can't figure out a way to get some headphones or something?
It's not for me. It's like the audience wouldn't be able to hear me. The audio would suck. Like if I tried to talk, because Ryan, you know how it works there. Like right when the game ends, everything behind you is just chaos.
Yeah, I know.
It's just people walking out. Like, dude, my wife. It would be a mess, man. I don't want to mess with that.
You can't wait 15 minutes.
Dude, I don't know. It would be 30 more specific.
15.
Maybe.
15 minutes.
Well,
15
minutes.
I
should try it. We'll
you know
see.
what? It's not that long, dude. It's like 15 minutes. 10 to 15 minutes.
You're right. It's just the post game scene. Ryan, I kid you not, man. A year ago, like I was the only host doing these post game shows, man. There was no one else. And then this year, it's like we had this listener come on a little while ago, Kai, saying there's like 4 or 5 other post game shows. It's like the competition's gotten stiff, man. I'm trying to stay ahead of the competition, dude. So I feel like if I wait like 15, 30 minutes, by that point everyone's watching someone else. I don't know. Maybe I should. I don't know. But
real quick before you play this clip, I want to explain to your audience that the reason these clips are so poor sounding is because people are recording directly from their cell phones, and they're not plugging in a separate microphone or plugging into what's called a mult box. And the mult box is linked to the one microphone that Andrew Wiggins is talking into. Anyway, that explains to your audience why the audio is so faint.
Thank you for that explanation. And with that said, turn your volume on your device up, because as Ryan explained, like the audio you're listening is coming from a cell phone. But here's Andrew Wiggins, who's soft-spoken to begin with after his solid night. I'm guessing it was a season high in scoring. Don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure it was 31 points for Andrew Wiggins. This is following the team's win over the Wizards.
I mean, Moses, he always stays ready. Always ready. He's going to come in the game, and he's going to give us everything. Moses is going to make his shots. He's going to be aggressive getting to the rim. He's a hell of a defender, so you can put Moses in any time, and Moses going to do his thing.
I think he was talking about Moses Moody there. Did you hear that, Ryan? It was so low.
Yeah, it was really low. And by the way, the reason I was actually doing while you were playing that clip is I was looking up his stats. 39 points is a season high.
Oh, thank you for that. Okay, so
so
tonight was not a season high.
Site, I would tell Hubie Brown, I have game notes in my hand. See that? Game notes.
I love that, dude. So I love that. That's what so the Golden State Warriors, just to let people know how it works back there, they have these very charming ladies who walk up and down the stairs at the end of each quarter, and they hand out those papers. They're also available in the media section.
Well, they don't hand out the game notes. The game notes you better pick up yourself in the dining room.
There you go. So, okay, and those game notes are chocked full of like just fascinating statistics. Who does the research for that? Do you know? Because I've never gotten that answer.
Probably coming from guys like Michael Ravina, Cole, what's his last? Lawrence, I think is his last name, right? Or Cole is another PR guy. Brett Winkler, I think maybe even Raymond Ritter. I think all those guys, they all that's all they do. Daryl Arata, they all work on the notes.
They do a great job. That's all they do. And they hand these notes to like when Bob Fitzgerald is doing a broadcast, like they'll slip him one of these notes. They'll give him all, and it has all these interesting stats. And they do a lot of research and good work. So kudos.
Absolutely. No, yeah, they do a good job. I mean, hey, that's why they pay these guys the big bucks, man. Can anybody get the notes, or is it for the media? Hubie, actually, yes, anybody actually can get the notes. I think all you got to do is Google search Warriors game notes. If it's
available online.
It is. Hold on. Yeah, I just want to mention, if anybody Googles Golden State Warriors game notes, it will show up on your Google search, and that is available to the public.
The last clip we played was of Andrew Wiggins, and the audio was very low. That was courtesy of Sam Gordon of the San Francisco Chronicle, who's going to come on the show soon. Ramona Shelburne, by the way, of ESPN, will also be a guest of the show soon. I'm really excited about that. Hopefully that'll happen this week. Right now, though, let's hear from Moses Moody. The audio for this one might be okay. This is the last clip we're going to play for the night. We'll go through the scoreboard and then call it a wrap. Here is Moses Moody, and this is courtesy of KNBR, who might be one of the only sources in that place to pump decently quality audio during the post-game press conferences. Here is Moses Moody, had a solid night with 13 points in this game, played 28 minutes, 58 seconds. I think a lot of us, myself included, would like to see more Moses Moody, and here is Moody talking about his performance after the game.
We've kind of been having this conversation off and on for years, but especially Draymond may miss some time, Jonathan's out. Do you feel like a path to some playing time right here is coming up?
That's part of the NBA. Different things, different scenarios. Guys come in, guys come out. So as we was talking about in the beginning of the year, just the depth of the team. This is when that shows. This is when you need that. So everybody being able to step up and fill in the roles that we need.
Okay, well, there you go. And that was Moses Moody. Moses Moody was also asked real fast, how do you feel not knowing what your role is with this team on a night-by-night basis?
I mean, it sucks.
Yeah, so he also said that too. Your reaction, Ryan, to Moses Moody talking about playing time?
No, it's good. I mean, he's always going to say the right things, and I also want to shout out to my colleague Austin Scott, who's the KMBR guy, who uses an actual camera with a tripod, and he does plug into the malt box. And that's why
I wish more people did that. You want to hear an interesting stat real fast, Ryan, before we go to the scoreboard to wrap it up?
Sure.
It has been 666 days. Yes, that is the number of Satan himself. Since the Washington Wizards have shot 50% or better from three. That's almost 2 years since the Wizards have shot 50% or better from three in a game. Tonight, the team collectively shot
close. 48.9%.
Oh, so they almost did it tonight.
They almost did it tonight.
Almost. Oh.
Yeah, but come on, that's pretty close. I mean, let's be honest. That's a kind of a obscure stat. If you're shooting, in my opinion, 40% or better, it's good enough. From three, come on. Am I right? Come on, that's splitting hairs, man. I mean, 40% or better from three is decent, in my opinion.
Oh, I love it. I love it. All right, let's go to the scoreboard. As we wrap it up, it was a busy night in the association. Ryan, thank you so much, as always, for the time, for joining us. I loved your rant. Real quick, what was the name of the guy again with the athletic who was a total asshole to you?
His name is Joshua Robbins, but to all intents and purposes, I'm calling him Baskin Robbins.
There you go. Joshua Robbins, F-U. There you go. Around the association, a lot of games. The Houston Rockets defeating the Portland Trailblazers tonight. Oh, I almost forgot. Let's get some music going for this segment. Where's the music here? We got some music specifically just for the scoreboard segment. Here we go. Got the ambiance. Let's even change your banner so it gives love to your Bay Area sports rap instead of NBC News Radio. And now we got the scores. Houston, 125-103 winners tonight over the Portland Trailblazers. The Rockets, Ryan, are now 28-13 on the year. Portland drops to 13-28. Ryan, what are your thoughts on the recent report by Michael Scotto of Hoops Hypes, who said that Robert Williams III is now a target for the Warriors in addition to 4 or 5 other players? Does that name entice you at all? Is that redundant? What are your thoughts?
You know what? I never get excited about these trades unless they actually happen. I mean, it reminds me of back in the day when I was really young and listening to KMBR, and people would always make trades like, I want to trade Chris Gatling and Byron Houston for, I don't know, Hakeem Olajuwon. They would say something stupid like that, you know?
The great Victor Alexander.
Victor Alexander was another one, sure, yeah. You remember that, though? People would say stuff like that all the time. It'd be like, no, man, it's not going to happen. So I never get excited about trades unless they actually happen.
I heard, I forgot who it was. I don't know if it was Bill Simmons. Somebody out there said that Nikola Vucevic would be perfect for the Warriors a month and a half ago. It's like, what are they waiting for, man? He would be perfect. Stephen Curry has never had a stretch big alongside him. Let's change that. This was a good game tonight. The Cleveland Cavaliers were in Minnesota and defeated the T-Wolves 124-117. Cleveland improving to 35-6 on the year. Minnesota dropping to 23-20. Davion Mitchell, Spida himself, 36 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists in the win. Julius Randle, that trade not working out for Minnesota. 20 points, 14 rebounds, 9 assists in the loss. 1 assist shy of a triple-double. Ryan, what are your thoughts on the T-Wolves and how they went from a squad that nearly made the NBA Finals a year ago to a team that's, a game above the Warriors now? I mean, it's crazy what's happened.
You know, it's really hard to sort of encapsulate what's going on in the association these days. And, you know, they certainly have a talented team, but maybe part of the reason they're not playing so well is they don't have, Karl Anthony Towns anymore. I mean, the fact that he's playing for the Knicks now and somehow they let him get away is just ridiculous. I mean, he was arguably their second best player next to AE, next to Anthony Edwards.
Yeah. By the way, so you and I have a private chat, and this goes for any guest of the program, where we can write notes to each other during a show, so if we need to communicate without disrupting things. But when Shardal joined us for a brief moment, I didn't realize this. Him and Cam both wrote in our private chat. I didn't see this. Chardol was just asking if you could be the next person on the show. And then Cam, in all caps, writing, "This was not a great win." I don't know. I've never seen that before. It's a audience member slipping into the private DMs. I love it. Moving on as we wrap up the show here. And Karl Anthony Towns, side note, just to follow up on that, former number 1 pick. The Knicks won that trade. I think that's a fairly accurate assessment. Would you agree?
I mean, I don't even know who did the Timberwolves get in exchange for him?
Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo. Dante DiVincenzo.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a bad trade. Oh well.
Indiana Pacers winning tonight over Philadelphia. They played at Indiana, 115-102 the final. The Pacers improving to 24-19. The 76ers dropping to 15-25. Ryan, there are 2 names out there for players that really entice me. I've been talking about Nikola Vucevic almost since last summer. I think it's safe to say this was the first program bringing his name up. And then the other name out there who's not talked about a lot, and I think it's weird that people aren't talking about him a lot, because in years past, I feel like this was the name that folks would always bring up as an ideal trade piece for the Golden State Warriors, and that's Miles Turner of the Indiana Pacers, who's going to be an unrestricted free agent after the season. He would be phenomenal on the Warriors. Your thoughts?
Yeah, great players. I mean, again, there's so many, I think, guys that could interchangeably fit in with the Warriors, but you're never going to know what it's going to be unless it actually happens.
Yes, sir.
I'll say this much, too. You know, Andrew Wiggins, I think, as well as he's played for the Warriors at times, I think in some ways he's kind of underachieved since he's been here.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, scoring has gone down.
Yeah, scoring's gone down.
But I think part of that is too is like the sacrifices he's making that he didn't have to do with Minnesota. Like when he was with the Timberwolves, we never heard about him playing defense, right? He was just putting up the Jordan Poole style empty stats. And now you see a more complete product since he's been to the Warriors. But you're right. That's a fair assessment. I get what you're saying there. The Celtics are reeling. They 2 more games here. The Celtics lost at home tonight to the Atlanta Hawks, 119-115. The Hawks improving to 22-19. The Celtics dropping to 29-13. Trae Young, 28 points, 11 assists in the win. Jaylen Brown, 24 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists in the loss. Are the Celtics just in that we're bored, pursuit of a repeat title? They've been losing some games lately, man. Are you seeing anything that worries you as the Celtics come into town to play the Warriors Monday?
No, I'm not surprised. I mean, again, I think so many teams, just like the Warriors, just get into the kind of doldrums, and right now you're kind of in that. You're in the middle of January, and I think teams are kind of getting ready to ramp up, but that won't happen until around the trade deadline. And then you get the All-Star break, and that's when guys kind of know, okay, now it's kind of like the stretch drive is coming. So every team has their 1 month before the season ends, right? I mean, with football, it's like, November, December. Baseball, it's August, September. Basketball, it's February and March. So I think the NBA is kind of just getting to that point right now.
Totally with you on that. Julian Bashir, by the way, in the chat, brings up Nikola Vucevic's defensive rating. The reason why I highlight this chat is just to remind people, do not judge an individual based on that highly subjective stat, defensive rating. I stopped looking at that stat the moment Stephen Curry was the highest defensive rated guard in the NBA 2 years ago. Look, nothing against Steph. I've always hyped up his defense. With that said, he is not the best defensive guard in the NBA. Yet, according to defensive rating, he was. I never looked at that stat again after that, ever. So I just want to just want to remind people, the more accurate way to measure a player's defense in terms of like analytics and data and stats are the defensive matchup numbers. And it's been a while since I've done a show highlighting that, and maybe it's a good time to bring that up in terms of the Warriors defense. One more game to oh, and one last thing. While we're on the topic of stats, Ryan, what are your thoughts on true shooting? I see some nerds out there every once in a while bringing it up, and the Kuminga haters love bringing up true shooting because Kuminga's true shooting percentage this year is low. True shooting takes into account free throw percentage. It's a stat I never look at. It's never hurt me for not looking at it. and I'm going to explain with a very specific point why it is a worthless stat. But do you ever look at true shooting?
No, I haven't. And the thing is, like, if that's the case, then a guy like Shaquille O'Neal would have been a terrible player, and Wilt Chamberlain would have been a terrible player. Except for the night Wilt scored his 100 points. He actually made 28 free throws, which is crazy.
Yeah, and true. The biggest reason why I don't look at true shooting ever is because if you look at the true shooting leaders in the NBA, I think number one is Rudy Gobert. The way they formulate that puts into account free throw shooting, field goal percentage. It just combines all three in this weird subjective manner. It's a bullshit stat, dude. Like, don't ever rely on true shooting to assess a player's value, man. Like,
I got to be honest. I think when I started covering sports in the late '90s, none of these names, these statistical names, even existed. And I find that a lot of these, like these real nerdy-ish analytic stats, don't do anything to help win games for you. But it does make for great conversations like we're having right now. Oh, by the way, shout out to Julian Bashir, who told me that his name really is Julian Bashir, just like the character in Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Oh, so, there you go. Yeah, that was like a couple weeks ago. Nice. And one final game of the night as we wrap it up here: the Phoenix Suns getting a desperately needed win for their organization because they are reeling. No one I'm not guaranteeing this, but it would shock me if someone would actually trade for Bradley Beal. That contract is toxic. But the Suns tonight were in Detroit and they defeated the upstart Detroit Pistons 125-121. Kevin Durant, 36.7 rebounds, 3 blocks in this game. Tobias Harris, 21 points for the Pistons. I don't know why ESPN highlighted Tobias Harris as the top performer. That's what I rely on for, like, when I name one player for each of these games. I imagine Cade Cunningham was a better player tonight. Anyways, we're back at this at the absolute latest Monday. Are you going to be joining us? Are you going to be at Chase Center? I love it. So Ryan Leong will join Sophia Jones and I for the Warriors Celtics post-game on Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. We're also going to have Mark Jones, Sophia's dad and famed ESPN broadcaster, the voice of the NBA, along with Mike Breen. He's going to join the program as well to give us an update on what he thinks is going on with the Warriors, whether or not whether he thinks a player like Nikola Vucevic would be a positive or negative for that team. He also is the play-by-play voice of the Kings, so I'm curious to hear what his thoughts are about why the Kings have been playing better since they fired Mike Brown. Ryan, any final thoughts from you? Anything you want to promote? I know you got Barria's Sports Wrap. People can follow you on Twitter at Ryan Leong. Promote away, sir, and add anything else that you feel like I missed.
Oh, that's it. I mean, we've been trying to post more videos on our Bay Area Sports Wrap Instagram. I've been trying to get just a lot of content, stuff that happens during the game. Sometimes I shoot various in-game promotions. The Warriors dance team.
Good stuff.
Oh, by the way, the Warriors dance team, they do not have pom-poms.
Why do you bring that up? That's random.
You mentioned pom-poms earlier. You were talking about.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, I bring up. You're right.
No. But hey, just to your point though, is that I'm listening, and the Warriors cheerleaders do not have pom poms.
You're right. I said pom poms as an example.
I mean, they used to have pom poms, not anymore.
As an analogy, yeah. I love dance teams. They're awesome.
I love them too. They're great. That's why. And on our Instagram, I will Instagram live every time they perform at Chase Center. I will.
Wait. You're saying on the Bay Area Sports Wrap Instagram account, you'll be posting the Warriors dance team performances?
Yeah.
Dude, I mean,
they're on there right now.
I don't know how better you can sell your Instagram page. Just at Bay Area Sports Wrap?
Yep.
Correct?
Yep.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful. That's a
also,
selling
don't
point.
forget, when you interview Mark Jones, don't forget to do the shadow.
Yeah, yes, sir. G in the chat asking what this hat is. That is the flag of Tanzania in Africa. One of my closest friends, Jerry Montgomery, was living out there for a large number of years after college in the Peace Corps, and he got me this hat once, and it fits. I like it. I like my hat, so that's what I wear. I guess that's it, man. Warriors win. And, it's a good thing.
I should also mention one last thing. I do tend to post videos from practice, so if I happen to go to a practice, I should let you know, because I actually got the video on there. If you want to hear Gary Payton talk about him being wanting to be compared to a Lamborghini over a Ferrari, that's on our YouTube.
I love it. And
I know those videos are not as common. The practice videos are not as common as post-game. Because post-game, NBC is rolling on it. Everybody's rolling on post-game. But practice is a little more, it's practice. So you
I
don't
love
see
it, man. I love those practice videos. When people
Yeah.
post those things, even if you're just watching like Kevon Looney shoot free throws, I'm literally
Well,
just.
I don't have those. When I say practice, I'm actually just referring to the actual press game.
Oh
practice
yeah, the
press-
comments, the
comments,
attributions.
yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Well, those are
But
good
a lot
too.
of times we're not, a lot of media is not really watching those anymore. I think number one, media doesn't really have access to it anymore, and then secondly, it's the same old B-roll, so nobody cares.
That is true. I still dig them though. I don't know why, but I just
I
sit
will
there
say
and
this: one of the first times I went, which was weird, was happened to be one of the last times. Decky, the coach for the Warriors, who recently, unfortunately, commemorated his 1 year passing, and the team is created an award in his honor.
That was just announced, like I think yesterday, right? It was kind of like the best character, the highest character,
Something like that, yeah.
It's like a feel good award. Yeah, it's
And,
crazy. It's been a year, man.
Well,
That
the
is
weird
crazy.
thing is this: the reason I bring him up is one of the few times I went last year when they let us watch B-roll. Is Decky was actually helping. Was he working with Kevon Looney with free throws? Right, so he was passing the ball to Kevon Looney, and also who was the other guy that was on the team? The Serbian player. He's not there anymore.
Oh, Bielica?
Yes. No, not Bielica. The other guy who was trying to blank. Last year. I know I'm drawing a blank right now too. It'll come to me after we get off the air. But
he's on the Nuggets now. Darko.
Yes, that's right.
Not Darko. What is his name? Darno Milicic? I can't remember.
Yes. That's
you know
it,
what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Dario
that's right.
Saric. Dario
Saric.
Saric.
There you go. Yeah.
That's
So Dario Saric was a lot of times getting the ball from Decky during free throws and drills, and so I had video of that. And so that's the only time I ever saw Decky. And the next thing I know, unfortunately, he passed away suddenly. So
Dario Saric. How many people's memories were just jarred right now here?
Yeah, right.
I blocked that dude out. He was on the team.
And the thing is, I forget names because I'm covering so many sports teams. That, people kind of forget. I don't just cover the Warriors. I cover everybody. I went to Napa this afternoon to cover the Giants Fan Fest.
Bravo. Is that what was going on in Napa? It was Fan Fest?
Yeah.
Why did they do it in Napa? What happened?
They're trying to do a caravan. They're trying to get people. They're trying to bring the Giants to you. I think what ended up happening was a year ago. I think they were doing some work on the ballpark, and the ballpark wasn't going to be ready. So, in order to kind of draw up some interest, the Giants decided to do a caravan and have 3 different locations, and that was Napa, San Jose, and Sacramento, which they're doing again this year. And then they're going to have a final actual fan fest in March. But by then, the players are all in spring training. So when they have the March Fan Fest at Oracle Park, it'll be all Giants alumni that'll be there.
Sounds good. Well, I just saw a clip of our good friend Brian Murphy. Well, I don't know if you're friends with him. I assumed. Yeah, and he was like chugging a beer with one of the Giants players out there.
It was Matt Chapman. Matt Chapman challenged 2 fans. I got to post the video later, but see, this is another thing I can tell you. See, not even just Warriors coverage. I try to cover it all. So Matt Chapman was chugging a beer in 50-degree weather. That guy's a gamer, man. Because it was cold out there. But afterwards, they had some beer, and Kyle Harrison was pouring himself a beer, and I said to him, I guess there's no such thing as it's ever being too cold for a beer, right? And he says, absolutely correct. It's never too cold for a beer.
Feels cool on the tongue. I like beer. Beer is good.
I like beer.
I like weed more though, but beer is good. All right, I'm gonna light a fatty up right now.
There you go, man.
Tonight. I love how the show's ending with like just a stream of Buddy Hield slander in the chat. Like, why is that guy playing? I love it, man. Buddy Hield did not have a good game tonight.
Oh, speaking of which, one more thing. So I even asked Buddy, practice yesterday. I said, why are you having so much difficulty getting your shots to fall? He answered me back with? He gave me the Mark McGuire answer. And that is,
I don't know what the Mark McGuire answer is.
The Mark McGuire answer would be, I'm trying to think about the future. I'm trying to be positive about the future. That's what he told me.
That's what he said?
Yeah, and I was like, okay, a non-answer. All right. But the Mark McGuire answer.
Oh, my God.
Non-answer.
Dude, I know exactly what you mean. Yes. Oh, that's comedy. Go on
my YouTube later, Cyrus. You can watch the practice interviews from.
I will. Everyone else, it's still Saturday. Have fun. That goes for you too, Ryan. Shit.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go out to a bar.
There you go. What bar? What bar in the city?
I'm gonna go to White Rabbit.
All right. So if any ladies,
it's over in the marina. It's near Balboa Cafe. Shout out to my man Rico Avila. So, yeah, give him a shout-out because he's been always taking care of me there. It's a really cool place in the city, by the way.
My favorite bar in the marina is the Mauna Loa. Have you ever been there?
I've been by there, yeah. Mauna Loa's cool.
When I had my surf shop in the city, it was like right across the corner from there, and that became my go-to spot. I went there almost after every day of work, and I was like, give me a shot, give me my beer, and I'm happy. I used to drink a lot more in those days. Now I'm mostly a weed guy. Anyways, have fun, dude. And again, if any ladies are watching this, you're an eligible bachelor, right?
I am very eligible. I'm very single. Yes, I'm available, ladies. I'm
there you
single.
Go.
I've never been married. I have no kids.
Congratulations.
There you go.
That's why you're so happy. I was wondering what was going on there. Okay, so it's like... I love it.
And 10 days away from my 51st birthday.
Wait, how many days?
10.
And then how old are you turning? Who's that behind you, by the way?
That's just a cleaning person there. She's cleaning up the media section. I'll be 51.
50? Wow.
Yeah. But you're right. I'm happy
good, brother.
Because remember, I'm not married. I don't have any kids, and I've never been divorced. There you go.
50 scary, dude.
Yeah, well, you know. Are you nearing that number?
I'm 46, so I got a little time, but it's I see it and it freaks me the F out, and you know what are you gonna do? Well, Hubie Brown is giving you a happy early birthday.
Oh, thank you, Hubie.
And we're done. That's it, Ryan. We'll see you Monday. We'll see everyone Monday.
Yep.
If by some miracle any news drops about a big trade, we're going live. Like, I don't care where I am, what I'm doing, I'm dropping it. We're going live. We're going to do a show to celebrate that. I'm not counting on it. I'm not expecting it.
Before we go, I got to answer Hubie real quick. He says, Ryan loves only ball. No, not true, Hubie. I also love the ladies. I love the ladies.
Well, I think the ball was in reference to basketball, but just in case that was yes, that was a
I like hockey too a lot, actually. Hockey's also a very fun sport.
There you go. Yeah. All right, but thank you to the audience. Ryan, thank you. We'll see you Monday. Warriors win. Oh, and the standings right now. So with that win, the Warriors, if the season ended today, the Warriors would be in the play-in. They would be the 10th seed. They're tied with the Sacramento Kings. Both teams are 21-20. The Minnesota Timberwolves are a half game ahead of them at 22-20. The Dallas Mavericks are a game and a half ahead of the Warriors as the 7th seed. The Warriors trail the Lakers by 2 whole games for the 6th seed, which will get them in the playoffs. So despite everything that has happened for these 2 months, the Warriors are still right there in the mix, man. That's why hope is not lost, dude. All right. Where's my close? Are we done? Are we good, Ryan? Are we out?
Yeah, we're good. Let's see. I just want to check real quick here. And the Warriors, yeah, they're sitting in 10th right now. But hey,
Incredible.
They're only 2 games back of like a 1 game back of 6th.
Incredible. Yeah, it's insane, man. The West is wide open. That's why I'm not giving up hope. You might call me delusional, and if you do, I get it. But I think there's a shot here still, man. We shall see.
Thing, I will wear a starter jacket. That's an NBA starter jacket on Monday, and I was given clearance by the Warriors that it's okay to wear because it's a defunct jacket. You'll see on Monday.
Looking forward to it. We'll see you Monday. Thank you to everyone. Ryan, thank you. And go Warriors. Bye-bye. Happy Saturday.